Hi everyone, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from Meeple University. Welcome to our special video featuring Unidice. What is Unidice? That is basically an electronic dice that you can customize. You can customize the dice D2, D1, D6, whatever you want. You can customize the face of it. It can be for educational, it could be for graphical, or you can put your face. I want to put your face, Tarrant, in there all the time. But it's more than that.
Indeed. This is the Unidice. It's a new product from the people at Unidice, and there's a number of different things you can do in the tabletop gaming space with this device. So it can be as simple as becoming an electronic version of some of your dice. It can become a picture cube just for decorational purposes. It will have some connectivity with apps that can be developed in conjunction with the Unidice, particularly in the tabletop RPG space. And there are some dedicated games which have been designed specifically to be played with the Unidice.
You can make your own game if you want to.
Indeed, so there'll be a software developer kit as well, which will hopefully allow a community to grow with a number of games and skins and things that you can do with this one device.
It's very cool. I'm very excited about this one. I mean, Indeed. This is our prototype dice as well. We're talking about prototype board games. This is also prototype software, so there's still a little bit things that they need to kink out, but it's basically, it's gonna look roughly like that.
Yes.
We're going to show you as well how you can get more information about it in the video descriptions, whether their website, their Kickstarter page, and so on. So do check that out, the possibilities, what you can do there.
Indeed. So we're going to explain what this dice is, and we're going to start small. So we're going to go firstly through, this is not thinking very big, this is just what the dice is and some of the simple ways you can use it. So here it's a cube with 6 screens, and at this point, each of the 6 screens has a D6 programmed into it. So if I were to roll this Unidice right now, to give it a little shake like this, you can see that the numbers will change face, and each of these is its own D6. Now each of the sides, each of the faces of the cube is called a skin, and you can program any dice that you want or any set of images that you want into that side. So say for example I wanted to get my whole standard set of D&D dice into a single cube. I could make one side into the D6, I could make one into the D4, one into the D10, and so on. And then with a single roll I got all of my numbers at once. So what we'll do is show you how you can start to set up some of your skins.
Yeah, so I'll first scan the Unidice, and you can see that there's only one here in this house. So you press it, and there you go. So it might say the battery level is that much, but really it's not. I've been charging it.
Yes, the battery's still calibrating.
Yep.
This is the Unidice app. So this is the simplest of the apps. There's no game in this app. All it's doing is allowing you to upload images and faces onto the dice.
What are you going to do? What are you going to load, Tarrant?
What I'll do, you can see a few of the things we'll show you in a minute here. I'm just going to create a simple skin. So let's say I want to do a D20, but I don't want any critical fails. I hate critical fails, yes. So I'm going to surreptitiously cheat. I'm going to make myself a D19 here. There we go. 19-sided die and set that. And now I've got 19 faces that I can go in and customize. And of course I don't want my 1. What I want is a 20. So I'm going to go in into the background here, change the text into a 20. And now that it's my critical hit, maybe I want to give it an awesome color as well. So I'll just make the background color more awesome.
Just do light colors. There you go.
There we go. So there we go. That's a very simple skin here, my D19 skin. Now I can upload that into the dice. So I'll pick the games icon here. So now I'll upload that to the dice, and when I do that, it is in the form of a game. So each game is a set of 6 skins that you've uploaded onto the dice. You got the option here, you got lock top and lock bottom, so I can make it so that a certain dice always appears on top. That's part of, particularly when you program full games that use the dice. But here I'm just going to do a simple one. I'm going to set my RPG Tarrant.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to, you see I've got the image of the Unidice here. I'll pick one of the faces. Get out of that. I'll pick one of the faces and I'll go and get my D19 off here.
Yep.
Okay, and install it. So now it's going to be looking for the connected Unidice.
Ooh.
Okay, and this tells us the upload is complete. And now I've got, you'll see the all the faces that we showed before are gone. But there's my cheeky little D19. So it's actually locked on 5 at the moment. If I try to shake this, it's not going to roll, but then I can double tap this lock away. And now when I roll my die, there we go.
Ooh, that's so cool. Ooh.
That's more of a cock of the wrist there.
Yep.
See, I've almost got a critical here. And you can also do it by rolling the die as well and finding the one which is there.
Yeah, but
So-
the lock is, you can just like lock in top and bottom or whatever it is that you want.
Indeed. So that's the very simplest way to use the Unidice. And I'll show you a couple of things I've done to customize some tabletop games into that. So a new game that I'm going to create here, I always played a lot of Talisman 2nd edition growing up. And there's a lot of common dice rolls in that game when you visit the temple, when you visit the chapel, things like that. So what I'm going to do is put all of my most common dice in here. So I've got the tavern. You'll see here it's you roll one die at the tavern and you can get blind drunk and miss one turn as an option.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I've got, if I go to the next side, there's the village.
Ooh, nice.
And then the next die is the chapel. We've got the city. I'm being turned into a toad. I was always far too scared of being turned into a toad to ever visit the enchantress.
Toad Tarrant.
Yep. And then the temple you roll 2 dice, so it's actually a D36 in this program.
Nice.
Set up with a lot of repeated sides. All right, so now I have created a Unidice here with all 6 of my most common things. I'll upload those into the dice.
Ooh, look at your beautiful customized talisman dice, Tarrant.
There we go. So now, anytime I went to go and visit one of these normal locations, I can just roll it like that. It will give a random thing. And here, all right, I visited the warlock, have to deliver 2 gold. Now it's a follower.
Wow, so each one has got how many of them?
Yep, so again, each one has 6 different options. This is 6 of the major locations, with the exception of the temple here. So the temple, when I set this up, because it is a... you roll 2 dice when you visit the temple. So I set this one up as a D36 and gave it a lot of repeated options.
Okay.
Yeah, talisman. So
that's awesome.
So that's a very simple application of what you could do here. If you've got a game that has a big sequence of possible things which might occur based on what gets rolled, you could program that straight into the Unidice.
Ooh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Another way that you could use it in this very simplified way. Yeah, I've got a game here, Zombie Teens. This was a cooperative game we really enjoyed.
Yes.
But the random effects occurred as a result of cards, where you would draw a card and then have to shuffle it back in. And that always, I always get a little bit frustrated by that when you've got to be constantly shuffling cards. So if you look in here, I took photos of the key cards, and here is a skin, a D4 skin of all of the different things, and I could load that straight in and we could just roll it with that.
Amazing.
So a couple of options like that. Some other skins and games that we have here. I'll save that game. This is a game that we imported, so you don't have to make all of these yourselves. The community will come together and start to make these. This is much more of a decorative one, but you can see here it has all these pictures on it. It can be treated as sort of a story cube. So there's 36 of these fantasy type images, and they'll all get loaded into the Unidice.
When you say community, I can just imagine it's like 3D printer, and the community would upload different way of printing, or what do you call that thing? I don't have a 3D printer, so I don't know what it's called. That like blueprint or something like that you can share and upload back to the community, and you can just like download that. That's very exciting.
Indeed. So that's kind of the basic manual load that you can do. So one of the major intended uses for the Unidice is to enhance and simplify some of the bookkeeping of pen and paper role-playing games. So how this is intended to work is that you'll have a companion app on your phone which will link directly with the Unidice. And this hasn't been developed yet, so we can't show you this one, but we can certainly explain. It's meant to pair with it, and then when you set up your character sheet, you'll set up all of the information, you'll set up all of your formulas for what your roles mean and what the outcomes are. And then when you're going through your campaign and your scenario, if, for example, you come up to a strength test or something like that, you would use your phone app to hit strength tests, and then you would roll the Unidice, and it would have all of the... First, it would randomly generate the result, and then it would have all of the formulas and things built into it, and it would then send back the result, which you could see either on the phone, on the Unidice, or on the phone. So that's a major part of what this is designed to do. It can then come with cool backgrounds. You know, you can make a good result, come up with a big, like I did before with my really generic lime green for my happy critical hit. You can set that up with much more cool backgrounds. You can make it feed sound effects back through your phone and things like that.
Sure.
So that's a major part of what the Unidice is designed to bring to tabletop role-playing games. And it gives you that random number generation. It can roll multiple types of dice at once.
Let's also talk about the game. Now, they are developing their own games that is exclusively for Unidice, that you need the Unidice to actually play the game, part of the game. So it's this one, for example. We've got ones called House of Influence. Of course, this is still alpha. Basically, it's almost like it's all social deduction game.
Yes.
And you can see here, you can just select a dice to connect to. Sorry, here it is.
Yep. So this is a new app. You can see this has jumped to loading. So we're now out of the Unidice app, and we're into this app, which is connected with the
Unidice. Yeah, so it's on independent app that connects to Unidice. Yes. And of course, this is so it's integrating with your character, and then the action that you need to do. You need to maybe roll the dice, tap the dice, do this action. If you want to do this action, you tap it or you roll it, and so on. Ooh, here we go. We're ready to go. So obviously we would, there's settings that you can do, but this is basically just music, voice, and effects, and so on.
You can see that the Unidice is in readiness here.
That's correct. So we previously put these names, so we're just gonna probably add players. This game is Mando. Woo, Mando. Looks like a Mando's got a mask. Mandalorian.
I've been watching too much Mandalorian. any mask looks...
So, and you can actually change the face as well.
Yes.
So I want to be... This looks like Mando, maybe. Unmasked.
No, it looks like Tarrant.
Okay, it's going to go to the right, sorry.
Yes.
No, there you go. Just put another one. It's not Mando at all, but anyways, continue.
So now we continue.
So this is we're just going to continue. You can just change the settings and that sort of thing in the begin. And you ready, Tarrant?
Yes, so now we're going to see a few of the other features and movements of the Unidice in action. We've shown you how you cock your wrist to roll it, but it will recognize a number of different movements like tilting and shaking and tipping over.
So this is an alpha version of the game, so it's still a little bit things that they need to kink out, but especially it says turn the dice to begin, so we turn the die, and you get my face there, not really my face, but basically take the die and then double tap top hidden from the other place to reveal your faction. It needs to be me. It doesn't work with you, Tarrant. Kidding.
There you go. And so you would see that secretly to show you your faction, and then you would tip it over. It would go
and then
to the
give it
next
to
player.
Tarrant, and then Tarrant will...
Then I would do mine. There
and that's your faction.
And purple as well. And this would be handed around the table to all the various players as they determined which factions they were in.
Yep. And last one, Mando, is that faction. Yes. All right. And then that's basically it. Now it goes to the next screen, and then there's also the tutorial. Obviously we didn't play the tutorial, and you can just tap this for information and so on. And turn on.
Influence points have been updated. Turn to begin this round. We'll turn the die over. Here we go. It's Stella's turn, as indicated by the die. We'll tip it again, and now this is where the top locking feature comes in.
Yeah.
So you roll the die to see which options that you have available. You see there are 6 icons here. They represent the different actions. Then we roll the die, and you'll see there's one action on the top, and the same action on each of the 4 sides.
It's very small, but it says on the app there.
Yep. And you'll see on the app, through that roll, you've got 2 options available to you as an action for the round. Okay, and from there we would pick one of those 2 options. It would then give us some options of what to do. So the game is a social deduction game. You spend and give influence to each other to try to work out who's on your side and who isn't. So you would pick the option, then it would give you new options like which player to target, and then you would choose that on the dice and keep handing that around. And so that's kind of how the game works. It gives you that information gradually as you go through the game and you hand the dice around.
That's it.
This, like many of the games that are coming out with the Unidice originally, Unidice exclusive games. So they don't have a physical tabletop version. It's all in the dice.
And they are on their website. There are different games that they are developing currently, like Los Bandidos. There's, I think,
Dice Poker.
That's right, and then I think Caesar. So check it out, unidice.world. That's where you see all the features there, what they're doing there, what they're developing, and so on.
Yep. As we said, there is a software developer kit as well, which will be a part of this, so that really your imagination is the limit. You can start building your own games using the platform, and you can use this in many different ways as far as you imagine, or simply use it for the pictures, story cubes, all these different options.
And it's like digital frame as well.
Yes.
Whatever. And that's it. That is basically Unidice. So I would really encourage this. I think this is really cool product that is, you can do whatever you want to it. I'm really hoping their campaign is going to be successful. Hopefully they're going to build a great community and they can just do a lot of things with the dice even more. So do check out the link that I'll put in the description below. Do find out about more. They did have a quite a good size booth as well at Essen Spiel 2022, which I went to. I was quite impressed by it, and I took one home with me. So yeah, do check it out. And that's it.
That is it.
Hopefully you find that useful, that it opens up to another things that you can do. And if you find this useful somehow, please hit the like button and subscribe to us if you haven't already done that, and comments if you have any questions, or just let us know that you've watched this, that you've been there, and that we will be really grateful. Find me on Instagram as well, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Okay.